Hi friends, it's Diane back again. I'm going to show you a little bit more about DBWS or Demonstrator Business Web Services and how you can use the calendar feature. A quick overview just to whet your appetite for some of the features that it has. So let me share my screen. Here is how I log in. So I have a bookmark for stampinup.net. That gets me here. Because I've already logged in before and saved my credentials, it comes up every time, but you'll be putting your username, which is your demo ID number, and your password. It should be the same password for this system as the regular demonstrator web, the website for demonstrators. All right, so we hit login. And we'll come to the landing page. And here you'll see a rolling banner. There's the home tab, business, and help. Over here on the right is the calendar. So it will tell you how many upcoming events you have in the next 7 days. I have a lot. And then some of the future dates. I just click on calendar, the word calendar, and it'll take you to the current month that you're in. And you'll see that this is what mine looks like as populated. So we will go in and add something new. So I'm going to go to Saturday the 27th just for fun. So you pick any day you want, and when you click on it, it will pop open up a quick event small window, and you'll put the name in here. So I'm going to put Flash Class. Don't miss it. Whatever you want to call it. What type of calendar is it? It's my events. There's only one choice at this time. Your time zone, it should default to your time zone. Start date, when it starts, the time, when it ends. It's right now, it is now 4:24 p.m. So it's going to go to the next sort of hour, top of the hour automatically, but you just change this to whatever you like. You can either scroll up and down, or you can actually go in the box and choose 12 o'clock p.m. And then for the end time, I'm going to change this to 4 o'clock p.m. and just double check it. Same day, that time. It can be all day. You can repeat it. I do that sometimes. It gets a little more confusing. I found that in my practice, I tend to just duplicate the event for the next month rather than trying to have a recurring event, because then if I want to personalize or itemize it in some way, it gets a little complicated. So I would just use the copy feature. Yes, I want to display it on my site, but maybe I wouldn't. Maybe I'm in the throes of creating some things or testing it out. So I don't want it to actually go on my live site. So that's just a toggle switch, but it automatically defaults to display on my site. You'd put the location, and I think, see the things that come up here I've used before is Diane Stamp Studio, Breslau Community Center, whatever. I think your home might be the default. So we'll just put that in. You can put an address. You don't have to put an address. You can leave it blank. And then in here's where you're going to put the description of your event. So let's make 4 amazing cards you'll love to share with family. I can't type it and talk at the same time. Family and friends. And then I would put class includes, and then I might include the bundle or the stamp set or the embellishments or the tutorial, things that I'm going to include for the class. Class fee, let's call it $35. And then I often put things like prepared in a, especially if it's a kit to go, prepared in a pet-free, smoke-free, pet-friendly, smoke-free environment if you want. You can just take a look at mine or other demonstrators and kind of get the gist of what else you want to put in there. But the most important things are having your date and time, which you're filling in at the top, what you're going to do, what it includes, and the class fee. Then down here, you can upload an image. So when I click on this, it goes to my computer. And so I'm actually going to go in this folder and I'm going to grab my first make and take card. I find that cards that are, or images that are landscape fit better here when you hit save than something that is portrait. Just, I don't really quite know why, it just is that way, and I'm not really good at resizing them. Something over here on the right that you might think about is whether you want to allow guests to RSVP. I think that's important. Then when they see this through your calendar, or if you give a link to the calendar and they click on it, they can register through this and it'll send you an email to say Susie Q has signed up for your class. And you can also allow them to forward it. And I think there's a maximum here for forwarding because people for a RSVP limit so that you don't end up with 50 people. If 50 people signed up for my class, I'd be overjoyed. So, if you only have space for 5 or 4, you want to make sure that you put a limit in there. And you can add the one image. You can also select a resource, and that will open another window and allow you to select maybe something that you've got in your resources in your files or the marketing toolkit. That's something I covered in the video last week. So you might have the supplies list there, or you could also that way show other cards that you're featuring in the class. And then you hit create. And because I've clicked display on my site, it's going to show up. So here, when it refreshes, gives me a chance to invite people or change the settings, and then I can choose to edit or delete it if I didn't want it there. Or I could copy the event and use it for next week's class in a similar way. So let's take a look at how it looks on my site. So I'm going to go up here at the top and I've got the my DBWS page. That's what I call it. It's the creativeinkster.stampinup.net. And then over here on the events tab, last week we looked at the My Projects tab, and that's where my resources landed. But on my events page, now we can see that my month of May to the outside user has something on the 27th. I can scroll through here and find that down there. Now, some things Stampin' Up! Will put in, and they're sort of in this Calypso coral color. Sales period starting for catalogs, confetti, maybe on stage. I don't know. Some things that they will automatically populate in everyone's calendar. And I go in and I tend to put the holidays, like Victoria Day, and I just put a nice little picture if someone were to click on it. And so we can see down here, it's all by date. And here's the new one that I added, Flash Class. Don't miss it. That's our test one. And so when someone gets there and they click on it here, let's see what happens when it opens. And they get right to the event. And this is what it would look like. They wouldn't have this part here down here, but it's because I'm logged in that I could see what that looks like from there. And then if you want to go back to your calendar, you can click here, but I'm just going to close the outside page and go back to calendar. It defaults back to May. So if you were in June, July, August, a future month, then you will default back to the current month. And I'll show you how you delete one. So let's say now, oh, I don't want that to go forward, or I made mistakes. I didn't want to use it. Well, let's try copying it first. So you click on it and you view it. And in view mode, you have the opportunity to copy the event. So all you just click copy event. Let's say I want to do the same thing the week after on the 3rd of June. I pick the 3rd, it's automatically going to change the end date to the 3rd of June and the times there. So you double check this information, make sure it's all current, maybe change the picture if you want to put a different one. So you just click upload. You don't have to delete it. You click upload. And then you can select one. I don't even know what these are because I don't see them opening, but click open and then, well, this will be good. We'll be able to see how it looks different. It looks like it's going to go in perfectly fine there, but when I have it show up over here, sometimes if it's in portrait like this, it doesn't show quite as nicely. So now we'll hit create because we're just copying this event. And this will be one on June the 3rd. And see how it's kind of squished out my picture. So what I tend to do is I go into the Canva free program. So canva.com, C-A-N-V-A. And in there, I put the images in a postable format and download it and then upload it into here instead of the actual picture of my card. And that way I know it's going to be formatted to fit in here. I can show you how to do that. You don't even have to put a picture if you don't want to. And that's what the June 3rd one looks like. And then over time, as wonderful people will sign up to come to your classes, you'll see this changing because they'll have registered. All right, so this is also an opportunity to click any of these if you have a live class that you want to share on Pinterest or, oh, I don't know all these different icons, but you can use those if you've linked them in your DBWS to forward this class onward. All right, so let's go back to the calendar and remove these. So to remove something that's in your calendar, you just click on it and delete. And it'll ask you, are you sure you want to delete? Click OK. And it's gone immediately. We'll get rid of this one too. Delete. Okay. And there we have it. So something that I do in the calendar for my Kit to Go class is on Tuesday, the second Tuesday of the month, I have my monthly card class in here on the second Tuesday. But I also do my Kit to Go where they can sign up between the 1st of the month and the 10th of the month. And so that is done just a little differently. You'll see that when I created it, I said, have it be an all-day event. Let's go there. And settings and edit. And I've got it set up to start on May 1st from 12 a.m. to May 10th at 12 a.m. So then it covers a whole span of 10 days. It doesn't matter what day someone would click on, it would take them to this. In the description, I tend to copy it over and do the same, just change some of the details that need to be changed. So you do that by doing the copy feature. Oh, and here's an example of the one I did in Canva. Let's close this. On this monthly card class, what I do is I put a little snippet of the pictures into this block that I get out of Canva and pop it in here just so that they can see something but it doesn't get distorted. And then I do a little video here with a link so that they can go ahead and watch them. That's a little bit more complicated and happy to share it with you, but I wanted you to see how easy it really, really is to put something in your calendar. It's really simple to go into the calendar. We'll hit go back and add an event. And I can't tell you how many times I've gotten a customer or a team member because people have gone and searched Stampin' Up! In Guelph. And because my calendar actually had things populated in it and others didn't, that they contacted me because they thought I was a little more active. And so, you know, whatever you have, even if it's monthly class, it's important to put something in there. So make use of your DBWS. You're paying for it. All right. Let me stop sharing there. And thank you for watching this. And I will show you a few more features as we go along. Have a great day. Bye.